We are finally here. The hottest movies to skip. A weekend of films you'll never leave the house for. That magical time of the year where studios want you to save your money for anything but the theaters. Get ready for the summer of bombs. I gotta ask, did we really need 5 reasons why this movie bombed in this article? Especially when you got one big reason everyone ducked it right there? Wonder, I do, how coping all of the Ezra Miller stans are with this news. All those creeps really thought it was going to be some kind of redemption arc for they, them in the works. But instead, all of them got to choke on some nice big L's like their idol did. How out of order is your life when you want to stand for Ezra Miller of all people? At least pick somebody with a winning track record so you don't have to worship a loser. Becoming one of the top 5 largest box office bombs of all time, The Flash has. Real? I must be. Release? Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle, they must not. Trash them both and skip immediately to Superman Legacy. I agree. They really thought Flash was going to be some kind of a hit for some reason. Which really makes me wonder how bad Batgirl was if they decided to toss that in the vault and pretend it never happened. I think for the sake of the DC brand, they just need to X-nay the remaining DCEU movies before audiences get too jaded. With only one chance to save the DC Universe, it's up to James Gunn to stop being a retard and prevent the release of the next 2 movies before audience burnout occurs. Or... offering 2-for-1 tickets after just 10 days in theaters. The Flash waves the white flag at the box office. A monumental failure, only supported by those with the most retarded of mindsets. I really don't understand what WB's game plan was here. This movie was toast a while ago, and they should have just shelved it. They really thought everybody forgot about Ezra's year-long crime spree. Let me tell you something, Warner Brothers. Ezra Miller being a psychopath wasn't just an internet meme. People at my job in real life were cracking jokes about him. My close group of friends and strangers on the street were aware of this guy's exploits. Everybody knew this dude was a creep. Videos of his escapades are being shown in the break room at my job constantly, and nobody had anything nice to say about him. People were actively hoping to see him go to jail for a very long time, and were disappointed when that didn't happen. The only people I see who are fans of Ezra Miller are teenagers or mentally ill adults from Twitter, because you have to have an undeveloped mind to be tricked into believing Ezra Miller did nothing wrong. The Flash bombing is, unfortunately, the only real punishment Ezra's going to receive, since it's obvious that Warner Brothers has used its vast influence to fix many of Ezra's self-created problems. Although, maybe now that Ezra offers nothing of value to Warner Brothers, and really the movie studios in general, the next time he does something, he might actually get the book thrown at him, because he's not getting a major role after this ever again. Actors in the past used to get away with all kinds of shenanigans, like getting drunk all the time and doing drugs and, hitting their spouse and stuff like that. But it was only because they were still valuable to the studio. They still had a name that brought butts into theaters. But Ezra, he's not worth protecting anymore. In fact, he's a gigantic liability, and he might even get blackballed by the entire industry. After suffering another catastrophic defeat at the box office, Disney braces for one more impact when Dial of Destiny turns its clock forward to a future where they're bankrupt. It's going to be really interesting for the next few weeks. Disney needs a hit, and Indiana Jones just might be enough to keep the company floating until the next quarter. But with the way the economy is and how cautious everyone is with their money right now, folks are just not taking chances anymore with movies. It's not a cheap pastime that you can just do on a weekend with your family. Super Mario Bros. Was a smash hit because everyone knew going into it, it was going to be a solid option, and it was safe. Or It could be a summer of endless terror for Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, as the biggest explosions are yet to happen. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba!